After months of speculation and rumors, Apple recently announced not only 2 iPhones, but also a new tech watch. Here to break it all down to us, our resident tech expert and owner of that computer store out of Irmo, South Carolina, Stephen Miano. So Stephen, big news, many people were waiting for it, folks were lined up. Last week, 2 new phones and a watch.
2 new phones and a watch, and a partridge in a pear tree. Not
Right,
really.
right.
Yeah, you've got the iPhone 6.
Yes.
And the iPhone 6 Plus.
Which is kind of a little bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Apple Watch, which there's like 3 editions of the Apple Watch. So I guess 5 devices if you're counting.
All of that, yeah.
Yeah, but the Apple Watch doesn't come out until next year.
But you know what's interesting though, Stephen, what plenty of people are talking about, computer experts, everyone is saying that some phones already have the specs that iPhone is talking about now.
You know what? I was really expecting Apple to bring it. But, you know, the Nexus 4 actually has the same specs, similar specs. They're not exactly the same. But and that's a 2-year-old phone. The HTC One M8, one of the flagship phones, the Galaxy S5. Britt and I were talking about that before the segment. It dollar for dollar, pound for pound, spec for spec. It has a better display. It's the same quad-core processor, not the same processor, but they both have quad-core processors. Right. They're super fast. So yeah, this is actually last year's technology, which kind of bums me out.
And do you think it's just because of the name Apple, why everyone's like, I got to get my hands on it because it's just Apple?
I mean, I think that's a big part of it. Apple's undeniably a sexier device. You know, there's a culture there. It's going to be an amazing device. I do think the camera on the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus is going to be superior. I'm a little let down. You still don't have storage options. You can't put a memory card in it. It is going to come in larger sizes. You can get a 128 gig version, which is kind of cool. The screen is going to be great. It's a 1080p screen. The phone is the 6 Plus, the screen is bigger. It's closer to what a lot of people are used to with some of the larger screen Windows and Android phones.
You know, one of the things with Apple, of course, we're talking about being able to pay, and then the question of NFC comes back again.
Oh, the near field thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool that the iPhone is going to have near field. It's super uncool. It's only going to be Apple Pay to start. So you know, I can go to Walgreens or Gap or Toys R Us and pay with my phone right now. I actually did this morning at CVS. I bought my coffee and chips with you know, my phone. But you can only use Apple's system with the iPhone, and that'll probably change. You know,
eventually.
Hopefully they'll all get together, because merchants won't adopt near field unless it's easy, it's inexpensive, and everybody can just hop on board. So,
Good point.
Yeah.
So what about the Apple Watch? We know Samsung came out with a watch already.
Android launched the Android Gear. You had the LG has the G Watch, which I forgot to wear this morning, and then the Samsung watch, and the Moto 360 just came out, which is super sexy. The Apple Watch is going to be sexier. It actually has a version that's 18 karat gold. So little bling.
About that.
You know,
18 karat gold.
You get a little bling for your wrist while you're checking your email. The biggest innovation that I can see between the Apple Watch and the Android stuff that's out is the dial. And I do miss, like, there's you know how you have the little windy dial on a lot of watches?
Where you can kind of change the time.
Yeah, so they're actually building that into the interface so that you can kind of control the watch a little bit with your little tiny wrist dial. Do
you think we might get to the point where you may not need the phone? Because right now you still need the cell phone to be near you to check your watch, per se.
You know,
what are you thinking?
It's interesting. You remember the old cell phone days, you had these big bricks, and then they got smaller and smaller and smaller. You had the StarTAC.
The Zach Morris phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know, Zoolander, remember Zoolander? He's on this little teeny tiny phone. And then they got bigger again, and we're seeing that with iPhones and Android phones and Windows phones. Maybe. I mean, I would be hard-pressed to use my watch as
just a phone?
Yeah, because there's not enough type in the numbers. Can you hear? I don't know.
Good point.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, sooner or later, someone's going to do it. I mean, you could just get some Velcro and just strap your watch to your
That's a good point, too.
I'm going to patent that, ladies and gentlemen.
Stephen Miano, owner of That Computer Store. Thank you so much for that. Stay with us. There's more good coming up right after the break. Seriously good.